Hi everybody, it's Katrina. From fish that can shock you to sharks that look like something straight out of a horror film, here are 7 of the spookiest and perhaps fascinating sea creatures. Number 7. The Northern Stargazer. Astroscopus guttatus is a strange-looking fish that's known more commonly as the Northern Stargazer. In paradoxical contrast to its romantic-sounding name, the Northern Stargazer is, for lack of a better term, unattractive, if not downright homely. It dwells at the bottom of the Chesapeake Bay and along the eastern seaboard of the United States, from North Carolina to New York, in waters up to 120 feet deep. So if you live around here, keep an eye out. Its beady eyes and gigantic mouth are located on top of its head and face upward, contributing to its bizarre appearance. It lays hidden under the sand, perfectly camouflaged, and then when an unsuspecting little fish swims by, it will create a vacuum to suck it in. With the use of its efficient side fins, it can bury itself in a matter of seconds. The Northern Stargazer has a large head and a flat blackish-brown body with white speckles that gradually increase in size from its head to its tail, which features 3 dark horizontal lines. On average, the Northern Stargazer grows to somewhere between 8 and 18 inches in length, reaching a maximum of 22 inches. By the way, Northern Stargazers have an organ on their head that can deliver an electric charge that stuns and confuses prey, but is also a very good defense mechanism. Curious divers that have gotten too close got quite the surprise. Number 6. The giant squid. Until 2006, the existence of the giant squid was considered to be barely more realistic than that of the Yeti, the Loch Ness Monster, Sasquatch, and dozens of other creatures that were rumored to exist but remained largely relegated to mythological status. The only thing that placed the giant squid a notch or two above the rest of those creatures were the scars left on whales and the discovery of their carcasses by the fishermen after having floated to the water's surface. We knew that the giant squid existed, but had never seen one alive. In September 2004, a giant squid was photographed alive and well in its natural habitat by Japanese photographer Tsunemi Kubodera and his team. Around 2 years later, in December 2006, Kubodera recorded the first ever video footage of a living giant squid, featuring a 24-foot-long female. The photographer marked yet another major career achievement in 2012, when he and 2 others became the first to capture footage of a giant squid in its natural habitat from a submersible in the Bonin Islands. This extraordinarily rare footage has had a limited impact on our understanding of the giant squid. Despite being the biggest invertebrate on the planet, the elusive creature remains largely a mystery to the scientific community. In addition to its evasive nature, the giant squid has been difficult to study due to the inhospitable conditions of its preferred deep-sea habitat. To date, the largest giant squid ever found was 59 feet long and weighed nearly a ton. On average, they reach up to 33 feet in length and weigh around 440 pounds. The giant squid and its cousin, the colossal squid, have the largest eye in the animal kingdom. Their eye measures up to 10 inches in diameter, about the size of a dinner plate, or even the size of your face. These humongous eyes are very helpful in the deep, dark sea. Giant squids possess 8 arms and 2 longer feeding tentacles, much like other squid species. They also have a huge beak and suckers to go along with their oversized eyes. Their diet is thought to consist of fish, shrimp, and other squid, and some scientists even entertain the possibility of them eating small whales. Giant squid carcasses have been found in all of the world's oceans, although scientists hesitate to establish a definite range. The Kraken? Perhaps. And now for number 5. But first, be sure to subscribe if you're new here. We have lots of new videos coming up. Number 5. Black Dragonfish. The black dragonfish is a deep-sea dweller that resides about 2,000 meters below the ocean's surface. The amazing thing about this guy is that it represents one of the most extreme cases of sexual dimorphism, which refers to a distinct difference between the sexes in size or appearance that exceeds the fundamental difference between sexual organs. Males are dark brown and grow up to just 5 centimeters in length, and they have no teeth or chin barbel and no digestive system. It looks like they are just around to reproduce. On the other hand, females reach up to 10 times the size of males at about 40 centimeters in length and are equipped with chin barbel and long fang-like teeth,
which are meant for catching and eating other fish.
Like many other deep-sea fish, the black dragonfish is bioluminescent, which means it produces its own light. It has photophores on various parts of its body, including under its eyes and at the end of its long barbell. When the fish is disturbed, it lights up all over or down the lengths of its fins. It can also glow and perceive both red and blue-green lights, unlike most other bioluminescent organisms. The light emitted by the black dragonfish is in the infrared range and renders it almost invisible to the human eye and other fish. This is a huge advantage in the dark ocean depths and makes it much easier to detect prey.
Number 4. Deep-sea anglerfish. Like the black dragonfish, male deep-sea anglerfish are smaller than females. In this case, some male species of anglerfish are parasitic and subsist by attaching themselves to the body of a female. While they may not have a gut, they do have teeth. While females feed on whatever food is available, males function solely to deliver sperm. At any given time, up to 6 males are attached to a female. Using its intimidating set of teeth, a young male will latch onto his chosen female and then, over time, will begin to become physically fused to her. After becoming connected to the female's skin and bloodstream, the male will ultimately lose his eyes and testes. Rough stuff. Some have referred to the deep-sea anglerfish as the ugliest animal on the planet, and when you see it, you'll probably understand why. With a crescent-shaped mouth filled with translucent, razor-sharp teeth, the angry-looking fish could be mistaken for an imaginary creature that emerged out of the darkest depths of renowned horror author Stephen King's imagination. However, the anglerfish instead lives in the darkest depths of the ocean and can't help what it looks like. In addition to being scary, some species of the anglerfish are pretty big, reaching a maximum length of 3.3 feet and weighing up to 110 pounds. Number 3. The Goblin Shark. The Goblin Shark is a rare species of deep-sea shark. It's the only surviving relative of a 125 million-year-old lineage known as the family Mitsukuridae. Because of this, the Goblin Shark has earned the nickname Living Fossil. The Goblin Shark's distinctive appearance is creepy to begin with. It's pink-skinned with an elongated, flattened snout that resembles a sword blade, and you can see how it got its name. As strange as it looks in the first place, things get even weirder when the Goblin Shark feeds, using its highly protrusible jaws containing prominent nail-like teeth to snatch up its prey. Adults are typically between 10 and 13 feet long, or 3 to 4 meters, and live at depths of 330 feet or more. Juveniles can be found at slightly lesser depths than adults. Certain anatomical features suggest that the Goblin Shark is a sluggish animal, such as its flabby body and small fins. Its snout is covered in sensors called ampullae of Lorenzini, which enable it to detect minute electric fields created by small prey. Number 2. The Blobfish. This spooky sea creature is quite possibly the world's ugliest animal. I don't know, between this and the deep-sea anglerfish, which one do you think? Let me know in the comments below. It goes through life doing exactly what you'd probably expect a blob to do, not much. In the deep waters off the coast of Australia, Tasmania, and New Zealand that it calls home, the blobfish survives essentially by drifting around on the ocean floor at great depths and eating whatever appears in front of it, namely deep water crustaceans.
Now, you might be thinking to yourself, why is this thing so ugly? But there are practical reasons for the blobfish's repulsive appearance. It lives in waters between 2,000 and 3,900 feet below the surface. At these depths, the pressure of the water is between 60 and 120 times greater than at sea level. The blobfish, which can best be described as a gelatinous mass, has a density slightly less than that of water, enabling it to float above the seafloor without expending much energy. So maybe down below, it looks amazing. Truth be told, in its natural habitat, the blobfish looks much less deflated and, well, blob-like. Its popular image as a bulbous mass of jiggly flesh stems from decompression damage, which happens when deep-sea dwellers are brought to the surface from their extreme environments. Of course, their appearance is going to change.
Number 1. The Frilled Shark. At first glance, the frilled shark looks like something you might see in a science fiction movie. Perhaps, for example, an unlikely hybrid between an eel and a shark. The frilled shark, however, is real. Like the goblin shark, it's often referred to as a living fossil, a nickname that alludes to the minimal change the species has undergone since prehistoric times. Perhaps the most unique trait of the frilled shark is its first pair of gills, which span the entirety of its neck. All other shark species have separate gills. A red fringe lines the edges of each pair of the frilled shark's gills. This demonic-looking creature may have been around for a really long time, but it wasn't discovered until the 19th century. German ichthyologist Ludwig H.P. Dotterlein provided the first known scientific description of the frilled shark. He lost the document containing the details, however, so a man named Samuel Garman is credited with having provided the first description of the frilled shark, which appeared in the 1884 edition of the Bulletin of Essex Institute. Garman described the frilled shark as taking on the dreaded appearance of a snake-like sea serpent. He went on to say that the proven existence of the frilled shark calls for a suspension of judgment in regard to the non-existence of that oft-appearing but elusive creature, the serpent-like monster of the oceans. In other words, he was pointing out that perhaps people should keep an open mind when it comes to dismissing eyewitness claims of having seen a creature that is thought to be mythological. It's hard to disagree with Garman's description of the frilled shark, especially once you see its teeth. The terrifying contents of its mouth include 25 rows of trident-like backward-facing teeth, amounting to 300 teeth altogether. According to biologist David A. Ebert, the frilled shark's teeth are as dangerous as they look. He learned from snagging his fingers on the teeth that once you've gotten caught, you can only back out one way, and that's in toward the mouth and then out. I think it's pretty cool.
Thanks for watching! What did you think of these sea creatures, and which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!